Yo, welcome back to another episode of Market Unlocked with Stock Unlocked. The day is May 5th, 2025.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my God, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Yeah.
It's so weird not being in the industry anymore, and you become so unaware of all these holidays. You know, like Cinco de Mayo weekend is usually a big holiday weekend for nightlife and day life here in Vegas, man. And it completely breezed by me.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
That was yesterday, but I mean, at the end of the day, Cinco de Mayo is a fake ass holiday because only Americans celebrate that. They don't even celebrate it in Mexico at all.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, at all. Like it's just your average day today. It's only the Americans partying at Senior Frog right now. That's it. Swear. You know?
Yeah.
But I just get down with the locals like that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're from there.
Yeah, I mean I'm basically part Mexican at this point.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
There's some juicy stuff.
Yep.
What should we start with? Should we start with crypto? Should we start with news? Should we start with stocks?
Let's just, normally we have our template and we kind of bounce around. Let's just go on script today because I don't want to mess up the order.
Yeah, I mean, we
Start
could do that.
World news.
All right, guys. Doge.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going into Doge.
You guys own any PLTR or what?
We talking stocks or we talking world news?
World news, sorry.
We going on script or we going off script?
On script, all right.
Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. Your words, not. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine.
Are you done? You done?
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, Doge.
PLTR got crushed after hours though, -9%, but we can talk about that soon.
Yeah, I hope Palantir is going to zero if you guys haven't noticed already. Like this is the super top of it. Andrew is going to go public and absolutely flip that thing, and Palantir will be completely irrelevant within 2 years. Am I saying that because I'm sidelined right now? Maybe. Is there some truth to that? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm the greatest Palantir trader of all time, though. Anyways, let's talk about the massive fraud that is going on right now. Guys, this isn't news ever since Doge came out, but you know that they're starting to unravel and they're starting to hit institution and department. They're starting to hit. They're hitting institutions, departments one by one, and kind of just unraveling all of the fraud that's going on. In their latest target was the Institute of Peace, and man, it just, dude, I'm not saying you guys shouldn't do this, but like, what, why am I paying taxes, man? They uncovered, they uncovered some astonishing stuff. First and foremost, and this is like so illegal, I don't know how people aren't arrested already or in cuffs, but they were caught deleting over 1 terabyte of financial data for years that went back years. But they obviously recovered it, but some shocking stuff was revealed. A lot of wasteful spending, including payments to the Taliban. I think they had I think they literally they gave one leader like 140,000 or something, like up front. Man,
I mean, before 9/11, we were funding them with weapons, ammo, all that stuff. The US does a lot of shady shit with playing both sides.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, we could go down this rabbit hole for sure, and like, if we want to go down like the
Oh,
whole,
you'll go deep.
geopolitical thing and interest, like we could go all the way back to the Mujahideen. What
Ooh,
Mujahideen, the Mujahideen, what at some point in the U.S.'s eyes was an ally to them, but the Mujahideen is what turned into the Taliban later on. Um, and don't quote me on that, and Al Qaeda as well. It's a whole thing, it's a whole black ops type deal. Uh, but yeah, I mean, but
y-
what?
yeah. No, no, I just didn't want to interrupt because I know that's your like that's your pocket of space. But no, it'll if they really uncover, which I know they can't. Like a lot of stuff is like top secret, like classified. But you know, but I feel like every country does this. Like they all have had some like stuff they can't really like be open about, like you know funding other sides, like hiring some mercenaries, or hiring stuff to do people that is technically not like war legal but still needs to be done. That's a whole monster of its own right there.
Dude, weird little fact too, but like I guess they said like the Institute of Peace like had a whole armory in there that they were like weapons and like high power weapons and everything that they were using congressional money for.
Mhm.
Not sure what they needed that for over there. To be honest, I don't even know what the Institute of Peace is. But there were there were some things where like they'll get like a certain money allocated to them, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, and whatever they didn't spend, what they did was they would transfer it to a personal bank account, and they would like basically fund personal lifestyle things too, like obviously like private jet trips, private jet bookings. I believe they uncovered stuff too, like they were renting out Caesar's Palace, arenas. There's a whole interview on it that I watched, and you guys could go look back at it too. But it's honestly so insane. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
where all those people belong is Alcatraz.
yeah, Trump wants to open up the Alcatraz, man. I, you think are they gonna like? You think they're gonna like remodel it a little bit? Because that's like
Maybe give it a nice fresh coat of beige walls.
I don't know. I mean, you got to think about it. Like all that plumbing and everything there, like the toilets, the sinks, and everything. I've been just sitting there, rusting away and decaying and rotting. Or do you think they're just gonna let everybody just shit in a hole and hope for the best?
Um, I they'll have to bring it up to code, but let those scumbags rot in there as they should. It should be a grimy,
Oh yeah,
scummy place.
yeah, like a Siberian work camp. You
Exactly.
know.
You know who else belongs there? Fauci.
Hmm.
He belongs in the wood chipper.
Oh, is he still a thing?
Yeah,
I haven't been keeping
he
up.
is.
Like he still has a job?
Surprisingly so.
Hmm.
That's the one that belongs in the gulag. See, like Alcatraz, if they do completely decide to reopen it up, needs to be like a gulag type prison, right? It needs
Yeah.
to be so jacked up that people second guess. See, that's the problem. That's why there's so much crime right now. Like all
Mm.
that shit that was happening in LA. Oh yeah, you can go rob a store as long as you rob under $950 or some shit. Yeah, sure, go ahead and do it, bro. You know how many stores are closing down left and right? How many CVS's closed down downtown because they're like, well, this isn't worth it. Like, these stores are not making any money. People are just stealing shit. It
Yeah,
makes
and
no
they're not
sense.
and they're not
So,
they're not incriminating them,
right.
or
So
you know.
when you cut off people's fingers and arms for stealing shit, people don't steal shit. Like, look at Singapore.
Hmm.
You could leave your you could take off your 100K watch, put it right there in the middle of a bar, go to the bathroom and come back, the shit will still be there. Why? Because people don't want to get their fucking arms chopped off.
Or I
And they
mean,
don't want to get thrown into the wood chipper.
or get a 20-year sentence. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're like, I think like they're sent. I don't think they're chopping arms and fingers off in Singapore. I think they're just throwing you away for 20 years, and I don't think people want to do that for stealing. You know, um, Target is closing the self checkouts. Ooh, what? Hmm. Interesting. You know what? You know what's crazy too? A Target is like up there when it comes to their security and surveillance and catching people stealing. Like they keep tabs on you. Like if you steal more than once, they add up a value of what you're stealing because they see it on surveillance. And then when you come back, and they wait till you get to like a certain dollar amount, and then when you come back and try to do it again, that's when they hit you full force with the cops ready there, this and that, and then they lay a charge on you. Oddly enough, Arthur, did you know that the California prison system is the most violent prison system out there? You're muted, by the way.
Out of all, like we're talking international too?
I'm talking United
In the
States.
US.
It's in the US.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, for
because of
sure.
like how it's ran. Like, I mean, I for some reason, I go down rabbit holes of prison politics, and California is probably the most violent one too, when it in terms of like prison gangs and like how it's ran and like how they get down over there, how the yard is treated, the whole nine. I know how it works. Um, but yeah. Mm,
That's that's some stuff.
yep.
Oh man, I just saw blast comments about Target
Yeah.
closing the self checkouts.
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
I,
Well,
I Blast, are they closing the checkouts because of theft?
you know what's been happening a lot too. I hear is people. I've there's a term for it, but forget the term. But it's basically like, you fill up your cart, and as you're scanning stuff, right, you scan something cheap twice and you put the more expensive item in. So like, dude, someone just got caught because they had some like ham and a flat screen, and they tried to like scan the ham multiple times and pay for the ham and get the receipt and check out with the TV, dude. Like, people are bold, dude. Imagine getting the shopping cart, you put 4 pieces of ham in one TV, and then you go to the self checkout, and you take the scanner, and you like, oh, and you fake scan this TV, and you just scam more ham, and then you just scam the whole TV. But this
It
guy got
sounds
caught like a bozo.
Yeah, you would get away with that though. You're good at that. Um, what?
Wow. No, we just straight up take pictures of codes.
Do you remember? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have to bring this up. Do you remember? You guys know what World of Warcraft is, right? Once upon a
Duh.
time, okay, and we were kids, all right. We're not like this now. Once upon a time, obviously those games were sold on shelves, right, at Walmart, Target, like the actual CDs, and they had
Mhm.
codes on they had the code on the back too for some reason. Like
Yeah.
that was such a first of all, that was such a stupid thing that
Well,
that
dude, I don't think they thought people were gonna open up the box, take a picture, and close the box and put it back on the shelf like a scumbag.
Is that what we were doing? We were opening the box.
He-
I felt like it was on the
he-
back, and we were like
no,
peeling something
no,
off.
no, bro. We would take off the sticker. We would open the box. We would take a picture of the code that's on the CD, close it, and then our backup plan was if we got caught, we were just looking at the user manual to see if it was co-op or not. We belong in
Dude,
Alcatraz.
oh man. Dude, there was one time, I mean, there was one time where we were being like uh watched.
Now
And
I
they
want to play World of Warcraft.
yeah. No, but yeah, long
No,
story short, me and
when?
Arthur, dude, I remember there was this guy walking around like hawking, like they used to have plain clothes people just walking around,
Yeah,
right? And I remember us getting caught, or like them telling us, yo, we know what you're doing, and then like we just dipped. Um,
I don't remember that at all.
I think that did happen. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we used to steal World of
Dude,
Warcraft
well, hey, you know what?
codes.
Shame on them. They want to come out with the expansion every 6 months, 12 months. And then yeah, you pay them per month and then another $60 for the expansion. And speaking of criminality, they just changed the prices of games now from $69.99 to $79.99. What
Are you
happened to
kidding?
the $29.99 days? I'm
Are
not
you
kidding
kidding
you.
me?
I'm not kidding you.
79.99?
I'm not kidding you. Everyone go
Oh
steal
my
stuff.
god. That's another thing, dude. Like video games are gouging on the fucking prices lately. Oh my gosh, on the prices lately. They really are. Um and GTA is about to be like $150.
Ah,
I'm going to pay
they're
it though.
they're gonna come up with like a super deluxe GTA limited edition. It'll be like 999.
And
Uh
they're going to bundle it to like where they're going to bundle it up to where they're going to make it seem like, oh, you need it.
oh yeah, of
Like
course.
you're super limited if you just buy the
And
base.
we're gonna pay it. You know
Yep.
that.
Mhm.
There's speaking of GTA, there's a lot of talks that GTA is taking so long to come out because they're really trying to like crush it on the marketplace with crypto and stuff.
I mean, dude, I feel like they're gonna hit all the boxes. A really big component of it too, because I play, 5M. If you don't know what 5M is, it's modded GTA servers, and it actually has like a really big community behind it. And like that's the reason why GTA is as popular as it is today, because of those modded servers where you can
Now
have a
let me
custom.
interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
So you collect like rare guns and skins. I know Pause Pearson here has a rare gun. Where are those sold? Is it sold on a marketplace that Counter-Strike gets a commission on too, or is it completely just like user to user?
So two answers. Okay. Um, Counter Strike does not have a marketplace within themselves. There's
Mm,
the Steam marketplace,
mm,
and there's third party marketplaces.
mm.
Now, how the game is set up, right? And it has a tradable function, right? Where you could send skins to to other players, right?
Mm.
Via Steam. Keep in mind these third party marketplaces use Steam on the back end to make the
Yep.
transfer of the weapons possible. Um,
Now
and
is Steam getting a commission on this, or does it go back to Counter-Strike? Any of it?
no, no, there's no Steam might take a marketplace fee if like you're selling directly on Steam.
Yep.
I forgot. But what the thing is with Steam, you can't cash out on Steam. Like you just get store credit on Steam.
Oh.
That's how their marketplace works. That's why a lot of people use third party marketplaces.
Mm.
Um,
So what I was saying with GTA is, I bet you what's going to happen is they're going to make their own marketplace that's ran by them that
mhm.
you could trade with fiat and crypto, right? I don't think they're going to make it just crypto because not everyone is onboarded, and just to make it easier. And where they also get like a kickback too. Like, why not, right? When you buy the rarest items in World of Warcraft, you're buying it in game auction most of the time, or you're doing like what you said, like a third party. But for GTA to, I think make their own marketplace that they
Yeah.
can sell stuff will be a huge income generator.
Which I'm sure they'll do. I don't see why they wouldn't. It kind of would be. I mean, look at crypto exchanges, for example, right? Like, this is big business. Like, every crypto
Yeah.
exchange has a fee per trade. I just if you're it's time for video games to get out of this like super closed in, confined walls of like how games are supposed to be done, and
Yeah.
really explore more monetary options. uh yeah, publishers can be like super controlling on how that's done,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, a lot of these publishers are publicly traded companies,
Mm-hmm.
uh or owned by a bigger company.
Mm.
But Rockstar, I forgot who Rockstar is co-owned by. There's Rockstar, and I forgot the other company, but the other company is like a venture capitalist firm that VCs like video game publishers.
Take
But
two.
they do take two. But they do work in tandem. But going back to my 5M thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
5M was a platform where, it took Grand Theft Auto on the back end. Uh, However, you could like mod it. You could mod the game, pretty extensively. Um, you could have like custom cars, weapons, like real life car. Like, if you want a Ferrari in there, like branded stuff. Like, it allowed you
Yeah.
to do so much stuff. And there's like a huge like role play scene in GTA. So Rockstar bought 5M. Um, Last year or the year before that, and basically what they're doing now is kind of just like dissolving 5M, kind of took what 5M was doing and how they're going to implement it into GTA 6. GTA 6, 5M will be gone when GTA 6 comes out. And then instead, GTA 6 is going to have a thing called Rome, Project Rome, which is
Mm.
Rockstar original modding engine, which is basically going to let you do everything that you're able to do in 5M within Rockstar within reasonable legal bounds. You got to be mindful of like copyright stuff and so
Mm.
on and whatnot, because that was like a big issue that 5M was Rockstar was facing with 5M, is like, companies were seeing, like Ford or GMC or whatever, we're seeing all these cars in GTA, but really on 5M
Yeah.
on there. Um,
Right.
and yeah, that the whole IP thing was like a big deal about that whole copyright thing was like a huge deal. But yeah,
Anyway, back on topic. Sorry for the game rant.
no, it's important to know though, just
Yeah.
kind of how these things work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm so tired of seeing these recession updates. Like, it's gone and past, dude.
Yeah, like I don't know, like where I feel like these are all from the
It's just
prediction
from
market
Poly
app.
Market. Yeah. Stupid.
Honestly, I'm reading it like this: 72% of U.S. consumers have no brain cells.
We call that a protected class.
Oh,
Hmm. Yeah. Trump puts 100% tariffs on non-US movies. I don't even get what that really means. Like,
movies not made in the U.S.
yeah, but how little is that actually like comes here besides like on the streaming platforms?
I think like I think this could be like very like studio based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what studio is putting out what movie, right? Like, I think the blatant examples here are Bollywood movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, definitely the stuff on Netflix that you see that are like kind of like indie, or uh English voiceovers, like obviously ones that are like in a completely different language. Those are obviously made in other countries, produced in other countries. something
Yeah.
like that. So I
Mm.
know you're gonna be upset about that because I know you love watching Bollywood movies. Um, yeah,
Anything with some good rom-com action, man. I don't care
yeah,
where it's
yeah,
from.
yeah. But yeah, man.
More and more tensions keep rising in the Middle East.
Hmm.
Mm. Israel is calling up on their reserve army to expand the war in Gaza. Man, I thought this stuff was over. Trump, what are you doing here, man? Tariff this, tariff that. Where's the Epstein list? I still don't know who killed JFK. No one's gone to jail for the Epstein list. Tensions in Ukraine and Russia have not chilled; they've only gotten worse. And in Israel and Gaza is only getting worse. What's going on?
I feel like these are just unfixable things that are
It's
unfolding.
do you think it's kind of like like in when two boys like don't like each other, they get into a fight, they have the fight, and then they're okay. You think we're just in this kind of situation where they just need to have a war to duke it out? Like that's like a terrible outcome, but
I honestly, I'm going to say something kind of like kind of out there right now, but I
that's all
think
right,
that
dude.
I think the conflict going on right now over there in the Middle East is more deeply rooted than just politics. I think I think it's like deeply rooted systemic religion stuff that's as it's obviously as old as time, and there's just
I think
you as a president of the United States can't play God and just tell them to stop.
yeah. I think they're now this is kind of tinfoil hat, but I think there's a lot of other like deep workings. Like, they say that the whole Epstein stuff was like a Mossad intelligence operation to basically like blackmail powerful people. And then Blast just made the comment about P. Diddy back on trial. And they were basically saying how like Epstein was like the was like the play they did for like powerful people, for people of power, and then P Diddy was the one that basically like influenced the entertainment business just to get like a ton of information and blackmail on all these people that they want to control. And that's why it's all complex, and there's all these like little bits and pieces. Like there's just too many high powerful names on these lists for everything to come out, or else everything kind of falls like Jenga. Like if you accidentally move the one wrong piece, like so much other shit unravels, and a lot of it is just shady.
Yeah, it's too many loose ends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. That's probably I mean that's probably the case. But as far as that tying in with like the war in Gaza and Israel, and then you have like the Houthi Yemens, I don't think those two are correlating.
Well, no, I'm just saying like because we were talking about Trump not really like stopping a lot of these things.
Mhm.
I think he specifically and I think the US overall approaches Israel like a little bit touchy, because I do think they have a lot of like intelligence operations going between each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blast. Yeah, we're at the dinner, but the 80%, that was the supply that was unlocked. Remember when they did the token unlock? And if you I mean, we would have to analyze the wallets right now. 220 people for a dinner is a lot of people. But
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you would for sure, have to analyze, and who knows how many of those people sold. Um, or who's still holding it or whatever. I haven't looked at the distribution in a minute, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there's Trump org people that are still holding a big sum of that token. Absolutely. But going back to top, yeah, Arthur. I mean, yeah, you know what, I think you're right. What I think what happened was like, Trump was acting a little bit brazen, right? It's like, I'm gonna give what the people want, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna release the Epstein list because I was like one that was the that was like one of the biggest events in our lifetime, right?
Yep.
Um, and then and then he looked at it and he was like, "Wait, hold on, I don't know."
There's a lot of red tape around this thing. Jeez,
Yeah,
my
he
God.
probably saw a couple of names and he was like, "Oh,
He was like, he did one of those, like,
that's
ooh.
that's a good guy. That's a good guy. I don't want to do him like that."
Dude, I'm sorry. Anyone that's on that list is a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
So, ooh.
Don't be sorry. I mean, that's a given. Guys, the iconic financial connoisseur himself, the man, the
The man
one,
that invented buy low, sell high.
the, the greatest investor of our lifetimes is stepping down as CEO of Berkshire, Warren Buffett.
Mm.
What a
You
dude,
know,
what a legendary run, man.
that stock is the only stock that has never had a stock split. And do you know the price of it, bro?
What's the price? Isn't it like
To
2000
own
something?
2000
I haven't looked, my
higher.
bad.
Wait, no, I want you to guess. Don't look, because that's shady. And don't look at the comments. That's shady. If you
I'm
do,
not, I'm not,
you're.
I'm not, I'm
I,
not, I'm not looking.
what
I'm
do you
not looking.
think
I'm
the
not looking. I'm not looking.
one share costs of Berkshire Hathaway?
Was I too high?
You were so low, it's scary. Yeah, low.
30 grand,
More.
50 grand,
Way more.
50 grand,
Way more.
$250,000 per
More.
Berkshire,
More.
500,000.
More.
Just fucking tell me, dude.
More.
A million,
Less.
875,000,
Lower.
750,000.
Close. 769,000 for one share. Yeah.
What?
What's crazy is it dropped 4.8% today. It dropped $39,000. But then after hours it's up 2.3%.
Holy crap!
Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway Class A, $769,000 per share.
What's Class B?
I don't know. But if you look at the year to date, dude, they're up 14% year to date.
That's so insane.
Yeah. Because his whole thing is buy and hold, right?
Mhm.
They're up 190% in the last 5 years, dude. So they're up 500 grand. So if you put, 250 grand in there, you're up 500K. But his whole thing was like, you just buy and hold. Like you buy
Yeah,
one share of this and you just hold this one share like for your lifetime. And when you get old, you sell that share basically.
incredible.
Wild, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Some
so
cool
insane.
stuff.
All right, guys, let's move on to crypto or stocks. I'm sorry. Stocks, not that much going on except for, Microsoft takes the limelight, the biggest company in the world, flips Apple. Uh I'm not sure if
That's such a big deal. That's crazy.
it is a big
Uh,
deal. Is that
one
still the case today?
one last thing, dude. In 1991, on the month that I was born, right?
Mhm.
Think about this. I was born December 1991. One share was
No.
$8,400.
Mm.
So like if like when I was born and like my parents bought one share of this for me, right now I'm up 41,000% basically. I'm up
Mm.
$760,000. I'm s- I'm wondering if that's more than like if you were just putting like let's say $100 a month in the S&P 500 for 25 years straight. I almost think that the Berkshire thing would be worth more. It would be almost.
Mm.
That's crazy. So like imagine like I'd be curious to see in 21 years from now, like if I had a kid right now and I bought a share of Berkshire, where would that be in 21 years?
Dude,
Um,
you think about these things like, oh, I wonder if my parents bought this. Now's your time to do it when you have kids.
oh yeah, dude, I've already started saving for my kid, dude. That those kids better love me, or who knows? I'm just gonna end up seeing only Anna Alone Forever and die.
Listen, everything I'm doing is for my future kids.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Guys,
All right.
you guys got to be trading for a reason. You know, you want to retire your mom,
Yep.
you want to retire your dad, you want to save up for your future kids, you want to take care of your family. That's what you need
Guys,
to be trading for.
put this for you people that are in this because you want to take care of your parents. We know how as they get older, those years become more and more important.
Hmm.
From 62 years old, right? People can retire 63, 64, 65. If they work an extra year, they get like another like 50 to $100 per month. Or if they work like an extra 3 years, like they get like 300-400 bucks a month more per month. But that means another 3 years that they got to work.
Hmm.
So imagine, if you can tell your parents, yo, you know what, just retire at 62 because you're only going to earn another $2,400 if you retire at 63. So save a year of your life, mom and dad. Here's 2,400 bucks. And then if you can, like a lot of us will make like $1,000 on a trade and think that $1,000 is like whatever, but not realizing how powerful it could really go. So my mom is 4 years younger than my dad, so she still has to work another 2 years until she's 62. But as soon as she turns 62, they're done. They're done. There's no reason for them to work another 2-3 years more just to earn another 2-3K extra per year each. I'd rather give them that and save those years for them. That's something that I'm saving for right there.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, let's get into stocks, right? You already said Microsoft flips Apple. Hopefully you guys bought some of those dips because those dips that we had on those Magnificent Seven are those account changers. My hands-off stock account looks so awesome right now because I put so much more in on those big dips that we had. And those are what really makes those accounts and allows you guys to grow and grow and grow. Like the reason why my crypto account got to where it was 3 huge flips on ETH. And then I took that big money and put that big money into my trading account. So what I want is with the stock market is this big dip I bought to be able to sell that big dip in 1, 2, 3 years from now with a huge return and then just start the process all over. So hopefully you guys are buying these dips because right, we just saw that the S&P 500 had one of its worst days in history, but then guess what just happened? The S&P 500 just logs its longest positive streak in 20 years.
Right,
So
right on a dime.
it's we say it all the time, like you saw this in COVID, like the most historic crashes ever are all followed by the biggest rally, or the biggest dump ever is followed right by the biggest gaining day ever. Oh my God, the freaking Nasdaq just lost 2,000 points. We've never seen anything like it, and then next thing you know, it's up like 2,500 points.
And let's double down on that. You know, 88% of the S&P 500 stocks are above the 20-day moving average right now.
Which goes back to my point the other week when we were saying how the Magnificent Seven comprises of like 33% of it. And it was awesome to see that the Magnificent Seven not perform that well today and to see the S&P 500 still rally up like 4 or 5 points today because all the other stocks are rallying now in it, which is
Yep.
great. But not too much stock news, really just that. And then earnings, all the big earnings are basically done except Nvidia. We got Nvidia earnings that could shake up the chip sector, that could shake up the tech sector. But Nvidia has earnings in 23 days, guys. 23 days for Nvidia. It's like what is it, May 28th, something like that. Anyway, it's in 23 days. And that's the last really big earnings. Um, but yeah, it was good to see that the Max 7 didn't perform well today, and the S&P 500 still kind of held its own and even pumped up a bit. Um, yeah, let's get into crypto.
Yeah, I mean, some good news.
Finally,
Vitalik is making it a priority that he wants to start speeding up ETH by 100 times than what it is right now. So I'm sure in the future you're going to start seeing things being implemented. Guys, I know the
the most
fear,
hated rally.
the uncertainty, and the doubt and the performance of the second biggest crypto token in the world, you know, makes you think like it's going to be like no more, but no. I don't think so. But yeah, that's some good news. The
Wait till you see.
Maldives.
Wait till you start to see the headlines. ETH improves speed by 20x, and then all of
Mm.
a sudden, ETH rallies 30%, crushes shorts. Shorts get liquidated. It starts a whole freaking domino effect of shorts getting wrecked, and then we see the biggest rally ever on
Mm.
Ethereum.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
mm. That
Mm.
ETH daily is cooking. It's cooking. It's
It's
cooking. It's
cooking.
cooking. It's
I wonder
cooking.
how they're going to do it though. I don't know. I'm
You
not in
guys
it.
want a good long term 40 to 50% play? ETH still at these prices.
Well, and we'll get into some ETH memes too. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Um,
no, it's not too late to buy ETH.
$8.8 billion crypto hub to be built in the Maldives.
Mm.
Um, cool. Um, I mean, is that cool? I don't know.
I'm okay.
I don't really
Whatever.
care for it.
Me neither.
You know.
Um, what's up with this whale though that sold all that ETH? He's gonna be pissed.
So, yeah, I mean, dude, this guy held it since like the beginning of ETH, about 24.75 million in total worth. So, but if you look back at that, right, and compare to like his holdings to other people, like, I mean, this guy's kind of like a small fish.
Yeah.
Um, to be honest. Uh, but
This guy
who
loves
knows?
selling
Maybe
the bottom though, dude. He never sells tops. Like I've seen his last 3 sales, it's always at the bottom. He never sells on pumps. It's like he's the smartest retard we've seen.
I think it's one of those things where he was just at the right place at the right time, man. And
Yeah.
he's just probably checking out.
Dude,
I was-
there's a picture of his sales. Like I'm gonna drop it in the SU chat since I can't drop it here, but look at his sales. It's like, dog, like what are you doing, bro? Do you just not like to sell on pumps?
Yeah,
You just
he
don't like
definitely
yourself?
sells the bottom stuff. Maybe he's just
Yeah.
over it. Maybe he wants to get out.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. But a 24.75 mil sell doesn't put a dent at all. Uh Before we get into the meme coins though, more and more traditional finance, man, they're hopping on the train. Goldman Sachs to offer tokenized treasuries. Goldman Sachs plans to tokenize U.S. Treasury bonds and money market funds to enable 24/7 on-chain trading to meet clients' demand for on-chain asset exposure.
R W A's. What have we been
Mm.
saying? Ondo R W A White
What's
Rock
White at right now? What's White Rock at
R
right now?
W. Yo, White Rock pulled some shady stuff today.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it. Goldman Sachs expects to launch 3 tokenized projects in 2025, including the first U.S. fund tokenization and a euro-dominated digital bond. But tell me what White Rock was doing today.
Well, dude, just look at the chart. They had a wick that they had a candle. They had White Rock basically dropped 30% in 15 minutes. No, I'm sorry,
Oh
in
my
30
gosh.
minutes, and then
Oh,
jumped all the way right back up to
what they
the
do?
same price it sold off at.
What they
I don't know
do?
what they did. They made some liquidity, that's for sure. But
Hmm.
Trump team still has not sold anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But to be honest, this token's like pretty illiquid.
It's
Now
pretty
that I'm
liquid, dude.
now that I'm looking at
Isn't it?
looking at liquidity providers, dude, you have a 400 something million dollar market cap, and you have. Let me just look at all the pools real quick. Let me make
Go ahead.
sure.
Do that and
Um,
then jump into memes. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
yeah, you do that. Let me look at these pools because right now it's showing $1 million in liquidity, and that's not a lot for that big of a market cap. That's like meme coin liquidity, to be honest. Dude, chat, what's going on? How's everybody doing today? Mm. Yeah, dude, 1.1. Dancing, we're dancing. Okay.
What are the ETH memes?
We'll get to that. But yeah, I do white's like not that liquid, dude. $1 million in liquidity.
No, that's it.
Yeah, like 1.1 around there.
That
It's
sounds
not
crazy.
it's not that crazy. It's not that yeah, it's not that that's
No,
and
that's
that's
not a lot. Yeah.
it's not. And I'm looking at all the pools literally from 4 different pools, and that's what it's pinging at. Um Kind of weird. But anyways, yeah. Let's jump into meme coins. The trenches are kind of getting a little bit strong again. All right. They're getting a little bit strong again. We're starting to see, and I just want to reiterate this, and I've made videos about it, but we're starting to see slow cooking high market cap memes, right? Memes that are reaching 100 mil market cap, retracing, holding at around 50, 60, sometimes 70, which is a really good sign. And we haven't seen that in a long time. Let's do a little meme recap of what runners are. You got Housecoin, right? Housecoin dipped sub. It's at $62 million market cap right now, but that's been holding up really nicely. Total Cabal coin. It's got all the big coals behind it. Um, you know, I'm getting whiff vibes from Housecoin. You know,
Mm.
you got Ansem bull posting the shit out of it. You got other coals bull posting the shit out of it. Um, it's kind, and like you guys know how I feel about Coles. Like this is a momentum play, right? This isn't necessarily a super long-term thing, but I think there's a specific goal set in mind with these Coles and where they want to take it. I don't think anybody's, settling for this low market cap right now. And I'm checking at the distribution and the holders, and they still hold pretty big percentages of the token. Talking like for 62 million, when you're holding 0.4% of the supply, 0.5% of the supply, that's a pretty juicy chunk.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that vibe from Housecoin. You have Gork as well.
When we're saying house coin, like it's just house coin, like it has no reference to the White House, does it?
No. So the
Okay.
whole narrative behind Housecoin, and I don't even think it's that cool, but it's like you know what SPX is?
Duh.
No, not the actual stock, not the actual SPX S&P 500.
Like the meme coin version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like their whole narrative is like flipping the S&P, the stock market. Housecoin is like the whole narrative is like flipping the housing market. Like one coin
Mm.
is just gonna be as valuable as a house.
Mm.
And it cost some steam. And it's developed a pretty big community behind it, and I think it's got 21,000 holders. I think it's got the makings of a top tier meme soon.
Mm.
And then another one is, and this kind of happened pretty rapidly. Is, and I just want to disclaim this, guys. Like, we got in this at 17 mil, right? I would expect when it hit 65 mil yesterday or 2 days ago that you took some profits. If you did jump in it, took your initials out, took some profits, and left a small moon bag for what's to come. You got a meme that Elon is actively shilling as hard as he did Dogecoin. We're talking about Gork coin here, okay? So Gork coin, now it's at like 52 mil, but Elon changed his name on Twitter to Gorklon Rust. And then also, this is where the ETH memes comes in. I don't know if anybody noticed. And guys, I don't know how many times I've told you I've been buying this token on its dips. I've played this token many times. I've made tons of videos. I've made countless calls on it. But if you go to Elon's Twitter, right, he's got the MOG glasses on it.
He does.
And then the employees at X started changing all their PFPs to MOG glasses as well. Let's not sleep on MOG.
Have we seen any activity increase in MOG?
Yes. It's up 5% today. It's at 236 mil market cap. It was at 186 a couple of weeks ago. Some jumps here and there. It had a little run to 390 when no, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. But it's slowly creeping back up. Guys, we also forget this, that MOG is spot listed on Coinbase. We forget that this token had a $1.5 billion market cap. We forget that that the community behind MOG is just as loud as they were when this thing was pumping. They haven't gone away. We forget that the team behind MOG is truly world class. The content that they put out is top notch, and they still haven't stopped creating. If you want to bet on if I'm going to bet on a meme that's going to recover, like a strict meme coin that's going to recover, and when ETH starts finally taking off, it's probably MOG, to be honest.
I'm looking at Gork, and this is a nice little dip by here on Gork.
Talk the dips.
Might have to get in on some Gork.
You want to talk about e-liquid white? Why does MOG have $9.3 million in liquidity on mainnet, and it has half the market cap of white? What are we talking about over here?
What are you talking about?
It's got good bones. Dude. MOG has good bones.
It does have good bones. It's not like that cheap house shit. It's got good structure.
You're about to say some crazy shit.
When it got
it coming out. Yeah. Aside from other guys, there was an airdrop that happened too called Boop. Boop is a meme coin launch pad. Another meme coin launch pad. But they gave you an airdrop if you did the Kato airdrop that I posted months ago. If you got Kato Yapstra, you got an airdrop for this. The only thing that it makes you do is launch your own token, but it doesn't cost anything, and the token unlocks 30. You get the token within 30 days. Now, Boop has actually been holding up pretty well, and people have been receiving it pretty well. They're pretty bullish on it. I mean, I got a few $100 waiting for me, just from that airdrop. But
speaking of airdrops, did you ever do phase 2 of Blast.io?
Nah.
Same.
Blast is pretty irrelevant, dude, right now.
Like, the thing just died off, I feel like, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you how dead it is right now, to be honest. Really quick. All right, on-chain activity. Let's go. Let's see.
Gork.
Gork. I want a Gork later.
Gork. Suck my
Gork.
gork.
Whoa.
What?
What'd you say?
What? I said suck my gork. It's not even a real word. How could I possibly get in trouble?
You're not. I'm just saying it sounds
Yes.
dirty.
Suck my gork. You guys ever watch that South Park episode where they get sucked up into space and they meet those aliens, and the two aliens are like, yeah, suck my jagon. Nah, you suck my jagon.
Mm.
Anyway.
I can't find her. I can't find her right now. This site's like not loading. But I mean, the chain barely does any volume, to be honest. Not great.
Yeah, that was a big fail. At least on my end. I mean, I know you got like something out of it, but
How'd you not get anything out of it?
dude, I got like
I feel like you did.
$127.
I feel like you did something wrong.
Dude, no, I didn't.
I feel like
Everyone that did it
did.
was annoyed about that. Ryan in our group also staked like 2 ETH, and there was like zero
So
payout on it.
you guys think just by staking ETH or whatever, like, or doing the bare minimal in these airdrops, you're gonna get a big reward.
I did
It doesn't
all,
work.
dude.
It doesn't work.
No,
like that
I did.
anymore.
I did.
You?
Stop. Stop.
It doesn't.
Stop. I
It
played every
doesn't.
game. I bought
How much?
the
Okay. How much?
NFTs.
How much blast gold did you
I
have?
spent more money. I spent
How much
more
blast gold
money
did you
doing
have?
all the tasks than I got back.
Because at the
I
end
don't
of the
wanna
day,
hear
what
it.
matters is like how much blast gold you got. How much blast gold did you
Yeah,
have?
I
I
don't
can guarantee.
remember
I can
anymore.
guarantee 90%
I
of
did
the people.
every task. I did every
can get-
task. I did every
I can-
task. I don't want to hear it. I don't
Not
wanna
just
hear
a
it.
test.
I don't want to hear it.
Like interacting with the ecosystem projects.
I
to
did it
earn the
all,
blast gold.
dude. I played a dumb NFT game called Wolf Cave that I thought I was born in 91. I thought I was playing a game from 85, which I wasn't even born then. It was so damn bad.
Not every project could distribute blast gold though. You had to interact
Buddy,
with all.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I'm
Stop.
just
Stop
saying.
sticking up.
I'm just saying.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna start cursing up a storm. Stop. Project was
a
scummy.
little bit of it is user error.
Yeah, not mine. Not mine.
Okay. Man, you could have put that ETH to use on the ecosystem, and
Oh, I know.
you would have gotten
what
a
they
lot.
did is they staked all that ETH when ETH was prime time high, all that interest they were getting, they kept to themselves. They sold off the profits, and then when ETH dipped, they're like, "Oh yeah, here you go, unstake it." Scum of the earth.
I'm sweating, dude. Jeez.
That's Starbucks.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sweating.
Bro, I'm sweating. All right, guys. Some Kyrgyzstan launched a gold-backed stablecoin. Kyrgyzstan, huh? They must be rich in gold over there.
FUD.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even call that FUD, but I mean gold-backed stablecoin.
But just that, like, that's the new meta. I'm sorry. That's what I should say. Stablecoin this to stablecoin that.
There's two things I want to go over, before we end it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Tether coming out with their own AI platform.
Mm-hmm.
Tether.ai. I think it's gonna be like a full on like kind of infra type deal. Not exactly sure what it's gonna do exactly or what they're gonna specialize in, but that's coming. So be on the lookout for that. And one more last thing, guys. The official Black Mirror token turns social credit into an on-chain game. So Black Mirror is coming out with another crypto project. They've come out with crypto projects before, but this is going to be a token. What if your on-chain activity, social engagement, digital reputation decided your access and rewards? So this is before I read further into it, this is kind of
Here we go again. Another scam.
This is
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna start going nuts and cursing like crazy.
This
I
is
didn't want to hear it.
This is kind of like Cato.
I thought I was gonna hear that word F, like that shitbox platform that started with a F. I was about to flip the whole desk over if you said that word.
What platform?
That shitty platform that still owes me $20 in ETH.
No. This is no. Let me finish reading it before you jump to conclusions. Okay. This is because they're trying to make this a real thing, by the way. A licensed Black Mirror crypto project is launching a new token and interactive platform that turns social credit scoring into a gamified Web3 native experience. Basically, what they're going to do is that they're going to grade you on everything that you do on chain. How they're going to keep track of this, I don't know. I'm assuming a lot of people are going to use a lot of different wallets, and I'm assuming people will grow brain cell and not leave such a big digital footprint on crypto, which you're supposed to be doing. Built on KOR protocol, first red flag, backed by Animoca brands, Niantic and Avalanche. The experience enters around an AI assistant named Iris, who tracks users' behavior both on-chain and on social media, and assigns each participant a dynamic reputation score. They do this shit on China, by the way, right?
Get
The
this
social credit
friend tech
score.
bullshit out of here.
This is not even
It's
friend tech.
it's paying people on their social media status, right? How many platforms have we seen this? This is probably the
True,
fourth
but
one
true,
now.
but like friend tech was a total Ponzi. From token, this is probably a Ponzi too. From token dumping to NFT flipping, Iris will monitor your actions to determine whether you're a contributor or a scammer. You're going to be labeled as such. That's
Mm,
different. High
mm.
scores can earn airdrops, unlock whitelist spots, and gain influence over storylines and rewards within the Black Mirror ecosystem. Is that cool? I don't know. Is the IP that crazy? I don't know. Players receive social ID card NFT that logs their reputation, achievements, and behavior via badges and stains. So you do something bad, you're going to get stained.
Mm.
The card functions as a digital passport and identity layer across the platform. Why does this matter? People are saying this isn't just IP slapped on a token. It's an attempt to build a full-blown reputation layer for Web3 with Black Mirror's dystopian flair. I think this is going to get pushed back.
Dude, there was so many big platforms on I'm sorry, not big. There were so many platforms that came out like this just a few years ago. So many people tried it and they failed. Like there was that one that Jake Paul was like trying to push to. Failed right away. And there was another one that the entrepreneur Dan Fleshman tried to push. Basically like paying creators for the content, but like it was they took the current model of being paid for content and just changed up the way that you could get paid. But it was still kind of the same thing. It was stupid. It's not going to work. It reminds me of Friend Tech, and I hate it because I'm a hater.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's all I
what are
got
the
for
names of
crypto.
these big? Hold on,
What?
social media.
Wow, dude, they said 13,000 reputation IDs already claimed.
What are those apps, man? Dude, they all basically like
I feel like
died.
this is going to like really, really screw up your mental.
What do you mean?
Like some people might take this a little too serious and just completely lose the way that they are and conform to what this the whole dude they're these people are trying to please this AI agent named Iris, right? On getting a better score.
I mean, don't we already see this with those people that do the NPC stuff that you can pay $1 and they'll lick their feet because they're whack jobs? And if you,
What?
dude, you know what I'm talking about? Like this one girl went viral for that shit. Like you know
Wait.
how you can tip them to do like different emotes and they act like
Oh
NPCs.
yeah.
That
No, but
straight.
what I'm saying is Iris is the one that's that's giving you your score moderating your score, changing your score. She's the god in this situation, right?
Yeah.
And people are going to conform to what she thinks is acceptable.
What's the difference if I'm going to conform to what a robot thinks is acceptable, or if I'm going to conform to what 100 retards on social media think is acceptable? It's going to be the
You
same
don't
stuff.
you don't conform to either, bro. You got to have individualism.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have these NPC people that are literally
That's what I'm
pretending to be an
saying.
NPC, conforming to what people, like actual humans, are telling them. Hey, here's $1, lick a toe. Here's $5, go punch
Yeah,
yourself. And they
I
actually
know.
do that. And now it's going to be
Yeah,
ran by a robot
I know.
because the human race is screwed.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doom and gloom.
So what are you confused about?
I'm not confused.
Oh,
I'm
I
saying
don't
I'm
know.
saying people are going to conform. But I'm saying, what's the difference of conforming to people telling you to act like a robot, or a robot telling you to do shit? Same stuff.
I'm just saying, outside looking in, like, you are a sad piece of shit if you're behaving from a command from a robot.
Well, welcome to the modern era.
Yeah, but anyways, that's all I got for crypto, man.
That's all I got on my end too.
Yeah. Guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you shoot a comment down below. It helps us out. But yeah, that's all we got for the market update, guys. And I appreciate everyone stopping by.
Thank you. Let's crush the floor. We'll see you guys on the floors. Peace.